Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm gonna give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
We're all locked in now.
Your home for the best sports radio in Utah is right here on the KSL Sports Zone. It's time to kick off your afternoon drive with Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
Allow me to introduce the best of the best.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jacob Ed, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Happy Thursday to everybody, however you may be listening the old-fashioned way. Maybe you're streaming. Maybe you're watching the show at kslsports.com or on the YouTube, or maybe you're one of our friends from the future who are podcasting. How's it going over there, Ben?
Doing well. How are you?
It's terrible.
Yeah?
Well, I've got Salazar hassling me about stuff. Spent the whole afternoon with my fly down, apparently.
Yeah.
It's just one of those days.
Congrats.
On which? On being the last person in the company to do their IT training, or walking around all day with my fly down?
Both?
I don't think either is really worthy of congratulations. Like Alex Jensen winning his first road game. I don't think we need to congratulate me on either of those things.
Does it feel out of character for you?
Unfortunately, no.
No, it does not.
No. Although, you know what? Most of the time, well, I guess one of my infamous stories features me with my fly down. But I'd like to think that my fly is up.
Most of the time.
The vast, vast majority of the time. At least I hope so. But today,
people only care about the times when your fly's down.
That's true. It's like an offensive lineman who gives up a sack. You could be playing awesome the whole game. Nobody knows about it. Give up one sack, everybody thinks you suck. I get your point, Christian. Well taken. I did some stuff this afternoon.
You're out running around.
I was around. And it wasn't
parent-teacher conferences.
It wasn't basically until I heard the bumper music that I noticed my fly was down. So.
Helping out at the soup kitchen.
No, neither of those things. No, actually, neither of those things.
Where is the worst place?
Have your fly down? Schools in general. Yeah, teaching a class if you were being a guest speaker.
Maybe if you were in the line of a wedding, you know?
It's a tough one.
I have a story about that.
That happened to you?
Yeah, I was in a wedding once, and the groom bought all of his groomsmen suits. Shout out to him. That was very, very nice of him. The pants that he got me were too small, very, very tight. I actually couldn't even button them up, so I had to cover it with the jacket and the shirt, but it was bad. I'll have to see if I have a picture.
Don't have the safety pin handy?
Yeah, right.
No, there's no safety pin on this earth that
would have closed that gap.
I'm talking several pant sizes, several waist sizes too small.
What size waist you?
32.
Okay.
And these were like a 28.
It's quite off.
Did they not measure?
Not a lot of adult men rocking a 28.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was. And free suit, right? So I'm not going to sit there and be like, pfft.
Well, clearly your friend only bought odd-size clothes. He was like, this is a great deal. These guys can squeeze into a 28. Or nobody buys a 28.
His tailor was on the sauce.
Yeah, very possible. Or Christian lied about how tthin he was. His friend tried to reward him, and then Christian didn't realize that it was actually for a gift.
All right, well, that's rough. That's rough.
28's hard to pull off as a 32.
Man, all right. So yeah, that's how my day is going. I guess I feel a little bit better. That happened to Christian at a wedding, but that would be rough. I had a buddy right down the road at the Greek Orthodox Church who was in a line for our other friend's wedding and passed out and fell right on his face.
Wow.
There's a lot of standing in
Sure.
a Greek Orthodox way. It's kind of long, and you have to stand up there for a while, and lightheadedness hit, and bam, down he went. It's funny now.
Less so then.
Still kind of funny then.
Kind of an emergency.
It was funny about 2 seconds later, when we realized he was still alive.
Didn't die. Yeah. Okay.
That was definitely a good thing. Where do you want to start today, Ben? We can tease who's coming on the show.
Okay.
Of course, we're going to talk a little Cavs basketball with Jeff Schudel of the News Herald. He covers the Cavs. And then he's going to join us at 3 o'clock. And then the Bear, Andre Tierney, is going to be on with us at 4. So we'll ask him his thoughts on how the series ended, the season as a whole, what they need to accomplish in the offseason, Ben. I don't know. We can come up with plenty of stuff, that's for sure, to talk to him about.
Yeah. What does a coach do in the summer? I know he goes to his ranch, but if you're on Instagram, I know you're not. A lot of the Mammoth players are already out on the golf course and hanging out still and getting out and getting away from the game. I don't think that's Bear's thing. Golfing, maybe that ability to divorce himself from the game. I don't think coaches do that as well.
So what would you picture him doing?
I could see him with a pitchfork in his hand. Or driving like a little, or maybe riding a horse. He's got horse energy. Remember those photos of Putin riding the horse? Shirtless?
I do.
You can see Bear.
Doing that?
Yeah.
Could you?
Yeah, getting up on the horse.
I don't know.
Wrangling some
Shirtless?
cattle in the off-season up in northern Canada.
Much more see him slaughtering something.
Really?
Like the type of guy that really appreciates harvesting his own bacon.
Okay. Yeah. The Bear. That's where he gets the name. Sure.
If he's on a ranch, that's what he's doing. You said he's going back to a ranch.
Well, that's what he does.
He's not farming that's a farm. You said he had a ranch. He's got to be slaughtering something. That's the whole point.
Sure.
I don't know. What do they eat in Canada?
Poutine.
Do you have to slaughter that? I don't think you do.
No.
It's slaughtering potatoes.
Unless you're making authentic turkey gravy. Then you got to kill some turkeys.
Made from real turkey.
Real turkey fat.
Real turkey feathers. It's weird in Canada. It's very strange. Ben, we did have some NBA playoffs. One of the games was good.
Mm-hmm.
Your Spurs showed up and mopped the floor with the Timberwolves in I guess a historic game from an offensive standpoint. But the Knicks and the Sixers were close, and your Knicks pulled it out. So you're feeling pretty good about both games.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is what we were we cautioned against, which is reading into the 76ers having a better game 2 than game 1 and thinking, oh, well, maybe they're better without Joel Embiid. It's like, they're not. If they're going to win this series, they need Joel and they need him healthy, because I do think, there were a lot of unhappy Knicks fans last night after the game. They just didn't play particularly well, and they still got the win. And then their best player, probably through the first 2 games, I know Jalen Brunson's their leading scorer, but OG Anunoby had a great first game and was really good last night as well with 24 points. He got hurt. He's got a hamstring injury, which is, again, kind of always his issue. Now, being up 2-0, they can probably rest him, but I don't think Knicks fans were particularly happy with that win, and I think a lot of 76ers fans felt like that game got away from them, like they gave one away. And that's the nature of who Philly is. They're not primed to get to the conference finals, much less advance past that.
Mm-hmm.
So the Knicks are going to, I would think, not coast into the conference finals. I still bet this goes 6, but I think they're conference finals bound most likely. And then, the Timberwolves are what the Timberwolves are, which is some nights they look awesome. They really can turn it on in the playoffs, but they're not as good as the Spurs were. And, Victor Wembanyama is the best player in this series, especially if Ant's only playing at, 80%, if even that. And they're flawed otherwise.
I think ego lost that game for the 76ers.
Okay.
Specifically, Push-Off P, who took maybe the worst shot ever attempted. And did you see Quentin Grimes yelling at him after he took the shot?
Yes.
Because it was the worst shot ever attempted, and the game was over after that. It just got me thinking, and of course I'm oversimplifying it, but it just got me thinking, the team thing still wins in basketball. It just does.
Yep.
And calling your own number because you think you're the best player on the floor just isn't...
Because you've given yourself a playoff nickname, Playoff P.
Exactly. And you think you're the legend, Paul George. And so, if there's a shot to be taken, it's Paul's shot to take, whether it's a good shot or a bad shot. I mean, and this obviously is not a new thing in the NBA. You know, Scottie Pippen didn't go back in the game because Tony Kukoc was going to get the final shot. We heard Donovan Mitchell talk over and over again about how he's so great, he has to be the one delivering in the clutch moments. LeBron, one of the few times I've ever defended LeBron, passed up a game-winning shot in Salt Lake to Udonis Haslem. Haslem had a wide-open shot from the elbow, a shot he makes probably 9 out of 10 times. He missed it, and the entire the entire NBA world was raking LeBron over the coals the next day. And it's like, what are you talking about? That was the exact right basketball play. They got a terrific shot. If ever you could say it's a make or miss league, it'd be in a situation like that where he had a wide open shot and it just didn't go down. Hey, Paul, give it up, bro.
Yeah. If you
what are you
missed
doing?
it,
give it up, bro.
He's at kind of the free throw line, extended 3-point line. It's a dribble handoff. Basically walked right into a double team and chucked it and airballed it by 2 feet.
VJ Edgecombe's guy jumped him.
Yeah.
He took an off-balance, contested three through a double team.
In a 5-point game with 30 seconds left.
And airballed it.
Yeah.
Airballed it. The game was over after that. No chance. And like I said, of course, it didn't just come down to that play. But I think that play really stood out. And on the talk snap, it certainly did, with people just barbecuing Paul for the most selfish play ever. I mean, that's how you lose games.
Well, he played the entire fourth quarter. He was 0 of 5 from the floor. He had 0 points. He had 3 rebounds. He did have a couple of steals and a block, but...
So what you're telling me, Ben, is he was red hot. So go ahead and take that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and fire away.
He had been cold. Now, to be fair, the entire 76ers roster had been cold. Even if you were to take his 5 misses away, they were only 4 of 14 as a team. And Tyrese Maxey was only 2 of 7, and VJ Edgecombe was 0 of 4 in the fourth quarter. And credit the Knicks, they have some good defensive players that can turn it on late, and the 76ers are really missing their go-to guy still in the fourth quarter. And that's where, again, as we've talked about, I've told you, I think Tyrese Maxey, secretly, low-key, whatever you want to say, is probably right there in that same range with Donovan Mitchell. Because I think Donovan's become a little bit overrated, and Tyrese might be a little bit underrated. But as we've been talking a lot, and the draft lottery's coming up on Sunday, and all the players after the top 4 are kind of these small guards, where the actual value is of small guards. And some nights they're great. And we've seen that from Tyrese Maxey. And then sometimes it's just really nice to have your 7-foot back to the basket center who you know is going to generate a good shot or get fouled, and that's what Joel Embiid does. And that's why the guys in the top 4 of this upcoming draft, they're all have pretty great positional size, maybe outside of Darren Peterson, and why guards are a weird value bet when you're drafting in the lottery. And as good as Tyrese Maxey is, or as good as Donovan Mitchell is, late, it becomes a little bit of a flawed process.
Yeah. I just... Guards or forwards, I mean, I just don't understand why people are selfish in taking bad shots. And that certainly was a forward in Paul George yesterday. As far as, small guards go, I mean, I didn't think Jalen Brunson played particularly well for the Knicks either. In fact, Maxey and Brunson had 9 turnovers between them. Now, 6 of those were Maxey's, which is a particularly rough evening. And I don't know. The Knicks probably going to the conference finals. I still don't consider them one of the top teams in the league. Ben, I am really hoping for a Pistons-Knicks final.
Conference final. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both in the East. Conference final. Because I'd like to see the toughness, or see if the Knicks stand up to the toughness of Detroit, and frankly, if Detroit can score enough points on the Knicks, who are a better defensive team than certainly I give them credit.
Yeah, they have a bunch of good defensive players. They have a very flawed defense because in their biggest moments, they want to have Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns on the floor, and those are 2 zero defensive players, negative defensive players. Mm-hmm. And that probably caps
Hart
you.
And Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, certainly. I mean, those are defensive
Deuce
guys.
McBride, really good defensive player. Yeah, you've got to have a few guys.
So they're a better. So I mean, I think that's probably the conference final that we're going to get. I mean, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, and we are going to talk about the Cavs a little bit later on in the show. But I don't know, Ben. Do you give now the Sixers are down 0-2? I mean, they haven't had a home game yet. So if we want to go by cliches, but it looks like they're fairly overmatched in this series.
I still give them a slight chance. Yeah, it's 2 games, and as I've said, I don't think the Knicks are designed really to sweep anybody. They generally don't play that well, and we're talking about an okay performance from the Sixers in Game 2 without their best player. So if they get Joel Embiid back, I thought he got a monkey off of his back by beating Boston and winning some road games, and he's kind of been, deemed a playoff failure in his career because he's not had a ton of success. But if he comes back and is playing better like he did against Boston, then sure, Philly can still win this series. I'm just not betting on it.
And then switching gears to talk about the other game, Ben, and San Antonio did cream Minnesota, and Minnesota did not play well at all. But can I have a hot take for you? I know it's not Tuesday.
Let's hear it.
But would Greg Popovich please go away? Good gravy. Did you see that story that came out today?
Yeah.
That Greg Popovich helped the Spurs with their Game 2 adjustments. One, if I'm the Spurs coach, I'm like, Greg.
Yeah.
Why are you stealing my shine, dude? You're making me look like a moron. Second of all, Greg, the game can go on without you.
Yeah.
No offense, but the last time I saw Greg Popovich, that was a guy that needs to be on an island somewhere enjoying the last few years of his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that story irritated me so much. And if Popovich did help the team, why do we need to know about it?
The last time I saw Greg Popovich, I don't mean in person, but like the video came out, he was at a Spurs G League game, the Austin Toros or whatever, and like he just doesn't move well. He's clearly not doing well post-stroke or a couple of strokes that he's had. And I honestly suspect him being around the Spurs is more for him, obviously, than it is the Spurs. But yes, that's not how it's being packaged.
Listen, I know for a fact that Jerry Sloan, after he left, really missed basketball.
Uh-huh.
And you saw him at games quite a bit.
No, he would go to Jazz pre-draft workouts. I saw him at a couple of pre-draft workouts when he was no longer the head coach.
But you just saw him. You didn't hear from him.
No.
He probably, I know when he was watching games he wasn't coaching. But he... Stay involved in the game, I guess, is my point. But do you really need to be helping the team game plan?
Yeah.
No, dude, just kick it.
Yep.
Enjoy it. And then also it would bug me because now you're just sucking up credit for truly a historic output offensively from the San Antonio Spurs. Most points they've scored as a team since in the playoffs. Ben, I'm trying to remember the stat I saw.
It was like 42 years.
It was like 1983 or something. It absolutely wild. They played a super terrific team offensive game, totally spread it out, played awesome against a really good defensive club in Minnesota. And there's Greg being like, I told them to do that. Come on.
I still don't like Wemby taking 7 threes. I get that he can, and it didn't matter in this game at all. He had 19 points and 15 rebounds and a couple of blocks and only played 25 minutes. That's the real advantage.
Only 2 blocks, Ben? That's a bad game.
After his 12 block, 5
8
goaltending performance against the Timberwolves in the first round. But Minnesota, I mean, their leading scorer had 12 points. Now, they had 4 guys who scored 12 points, but it was really rough. That's a really rough outing from them, and eventually these injuries and the lack of consistent playoff bodies is really going to hurt them.
22 turnovers is really going to hurt them.
Yep. Well, they don't have a point guard. They haven't had a point guard in a long time. Mike Conley played 15 minutes, was basically unplayable in this game. And that's the problem. Sometimes Mike can fit in. I think, what's her name? Doris Burke said he can play in pockets. I think that's a good phrase. He can play in a couple of pockets throughout the playoffs in some very specific moments and can give you something. But if you're relying on Mike Conley to be anything at this point in his career, you've got real trouble. And then Ayo Dosunmu coming back from this injury was an absolute zilch. 0 of 4 from the floor, 0 points. He had 1 block and 1 assist. No, just 1 block and 1 steal. Didn't record any other stats. So they just don't have a guard. And then Anthony Edwards is still coming off the bench. It's just pretty rough. And it's unfortunate. Those are injuries that occurred in the opening round, and you lose Dante DiVincenzo for the rest of the season and probably all of next year. That really stinks for them. And
I don't know what injury did Dosunmu have.
It was a calf strain, I believe.
That the argument that Luka Doncic should be making is, dude, if I play 50%, I'm going to play like garbage.
Yeah.
It's
worse for me to be out there.
We all get romantic about players returning from injury and playing through it, and there are some remarkable stories of players playing through injuries. There's just no doubt about it. But I mean, if you're legit injured, if you're 50% on a bad hamstring, I don't care if you are Luka Doncic, you're going to suck.
Yeah, and Ayo proved that.
Lots of players do, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
It makes me wonder, and this is sad, but when we do see one of those, wow, I can't believe he's playing, I think, how hurt are you?
Yeah.
Which is
absolutely
totally unfair. But I mean, I always remember when Riley Nelson played that season basically for BYU with a broken back, and he didn't play very well. And then you'd say, Kyle, Riley Nelson is not playing well. And people would go, well, he has a broken back. And it'd be like,
then don't play.
Well, why is he playing?
Yeah, right. You have other players.
I know it was James Lark at the time, who I nicknamed Jimmy Football.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought he must have done something personally to personally offend Bronco Mendenhall.
Because he couldn't get on the floor. Or
Couldn't
on the
get
field.
on the field.
Yeah.
Riley Nelson could barely play. And they just would not go to Jimmy Football. Sometimes you do your team a detriment if you can't go. And that was always who was on with Scotty Jean, the coach, the other day. It was Thurl talking about Jerry. And I heard Jerry say this a lot of times, but he's not going to blame players for missing games. But if you put on the uniform,
you got to be ready to go.
You got to be ready to go.
Yeah. And it's cool that some guys toughed it out. But, John toughed it out. Carl toughed it out. And they were so talented that they were able to get past it and through it a lot of times. But
he never expected anything less.
Right.
I mean, he never expected them to have – they better be at playing their best game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, DeSumo was not good. The Timberwolves were not good.
We'll see if they can bounce back. They can certainly win a game in Minnesota, if not two, and extend the series.
All right, stay tuned. We've got top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com coming up next. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
It's time to dig into doing with spring garden deals at the Home Depot. Save on plants like azaleas and hydrangeas to add a pop of color to your garden. Or grow a veggie garden and turn fresh harvests into feasts that bring everyone to the table. No matter your garden goals, the Home Depot has everything you need. Shop spring garden deals for 4 days at the Home Depot, now through May 10th.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did she have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Why does Progressive work so hard for truckers? Because truckers unite the world. They unite kids with their first drum sets and parents with earplugs. But truckers can't do this if they're not on the road. That's why Progressive has over 360 heavy truck employees to help truckers stay on time and on track. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
It's time to break down the biggest stories of the day. This is the top 3 stories of the day on KSLSports.com. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake, Scott, Ben Anderson. Are we going to talk about the video later on in the show?
Which video?
The boat rental video.
Oh, I haven't seen the video.
Did we put that in top 3 stories?
I haven't seen the video.
There's a video.
Oh.
Well, maybe we'll save that for later.
Okay.
Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini rented a boat. We found out that news yesterday. In fact, Christian broke into the show.
Yeah.
I mean, he said stop everything immediately and told us about the boat rental agreement.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
she is pregnant.
It's as awkward as you would imagine because she looks absolutely 7 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And they're getting on a boat.
My wife was 7 months pregnant 2 months ago, and I can't imagine trying to get her onto a boat.
Onto a boat, and, heaven knows what they did on that boat.
Fished, as we decided.
Yeah, fishing.
Went fishing.
But, yeah, the video I thought was as awkward as you would imagine. Just this extremely pregnant lady shuffling around a dock.
Now, I do believe this is real. I am so skeptical now with AI videos and how good they are of things that will come out.
Well, that was TMZ put out the video,
Correct.
so you would imagine that they'd
vetted it well
before they paid for it. Yeah. So anyway, maybe we'll have to get to that later on the show. Maybe not, but it is as awkward as you would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, it's time for the top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com, brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Cherish your love with J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore their expertly crafted engagement rings made from the finest materials. J. Brooks Jewelers. All right, Christian, where do you want to start today?
Number 1, this from Front Office Sports. Quote, most Big 12 schools are turning down the Redbird.
9 of the 12 schools are not accepting the line of credit from this Redbird capital that essentially gives you some leeway on spending money that you do not yet have, hence line of credit, that you can then pay back. And as of today, Texas Tech, Colorado, Iowa State, Baylor, Cincinnati, Houston, TCU, Central Florida, and West Virginia have all told their local outlets they are not going to be accepting it. Kansas has not yet decided. Arizona State, BYU, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and Utah have not responded to the Front Office Sports requests.
When was that written? Ben, any idea what the time was?
Let me see if I can pull this up.
As of a couple of hours ago, that's why I say Sports Business Journal is saying that BYU and Utah are on the list of not
taking it.
Not taking
Okay.
it. So what, let's see here. Sports Business Journal says TCU, Baylor, Houston, BYU, UCF, West Virginia, and Utah have passed.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. Maybe Front Office Sports is behind, or maybe Sports Business Journal is fake news. I'm not sure.
I think Sports Business Journal generally does well, but what is that? Then that brings it to 11?
Redbird. A lot of the reasons these schools are passing is they don't want another voice in the room. And I thought this was interesting from Sports Business Journal. A lot of the universities are saying if they needed money, there are actually better avenues to get it.
I totally believe that.
You can borrow money with less risk than this because they're worried if they default, then Redbird can sue and they can take equity instead of cash. So all of a sudden... So it's risky. So most of the schools, it appears, are passing.
Good. Right? Like, if you don't have the money, don't take the money. This is very kind of simple economics. You're not buying a car. I do believe, obviously, if you're building a new building, you need a new stadium, you need a new arena. You probably don't have the cash on hand to spend the money for that. So you borrow some money and you'll pay it off over time. But what do you have in the end? A building. Borrowing money for payroll to pay your players, those players leave and you don't have it anymore. There's no building there. There's no sustaining force. Ideally, they win, but if they don't win and you don't get the money back from them winning and taking you to the college football playoff, then you really just didn't get anything. So you're getting a payday loan to pay off payroll, which is just such a bad idea. If you work for a company and your boss says, hold on, I have to go get a loan so I can pay you this weekend, you're in trouble. You need to leave that company. So I would be really worried if all of these schools were signing up for it, which is why, again, you and I are a little skeptical about Utah's Otro Capital deal and what money they're using that for and what are they actually paying for with Otro Capital. Is it just to retain Bird Ficklin?
Oh, I don't think it's going to players at all.
Okay, if that's maybe better, I would hope. You're not paying players. I hope you're not borrowing money to pay this fleeting talent pool that once you run out of money,
well, no, I mean,
find more for it?
It's not a better or worse thing, honestly, because you've got to cover your budget before you start thinking about paying players. So if you were using the money to pay players, it'd actually be better because then you've got the rest of your budget covered. If you're taking this dough to cover your nut, then that's way worse. Then you're certainly not paying players. I would guess that a lot fewer universities are actually using rev share to pay players than you would think.
Hope so. I would hope there aren't universities that can't pay for the school but are paying for the players.
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet there are some.
But you know what? Universities and budgets are a wacky thing.
Yes, they are.
Not just in sports, but overall a wacky thing.
And also, we talked about this yesterday with Shark Tank, Mark Cuban. the athletic director at Indiana comes to him and says, we're really good. We're just a quarterback away. We need $2.6 million. And he says, sure, I can do that. That's fine. Well, the athletic director and the head coach, who's more powerful even than the athletic director in a lot of situations, including now Kurt Cignetti or Kyle Whittingham when he was here at Utah, probably Kalani Sitake at BYU, you would hope they care about the budget of the school and the finances of the school, but their job is not dependent on whether or not the school pays its bills. Their job is dependent on whether or not they win on the football field. So if a college coach, who is a lot of times, almost exclusively, the highest paid state employee or the highest paid employee at the university, and has so much sway and is a celebrity and is a star and is beloved by at least a portion of the fan base and boosters, comes in and says, hey, I need that money to pay for this guy, and it's going to make us look good, when really he's just trying to protect his own job, I fully believe there are people who are getting money to pay for players that probably should be going elsewhere. No doubt that that's happening.
I actually think I'm switching on this. I think Utah should borrow as much money as they can mob style, and then when they're finally tapped out, just burn it all down.
Okay. Insurance fraud?
Yeah. Isn't that the scheme?
Again, you need to have a building to burn down.
No, the whole thing. Like
you can't burn down players.
Like the Huntsman Center.
Sure, that's fine.
The football
but
stadium.
But you have to have a building to burn down. That's why you don't borrow money for payroll.
Just leave the Eccles Tennis Center, and then everything else has to go. It's a nice facility.
Is that by the swimming pool up there?
It's across the street. It's right next to the football facility.
Okay.
No, I don't think that'll work. I'm just kidding.
So I'm glad these schools aren't borrowing this money. Hopefully it means, A, they feel sated. They feel like they have enough money and they don't need more. I don't actually believe that. I think you're probably right. They just have more efficient ways of getting it with maybe lower interest rates to pay back.
If I'm Bert, though, I'm never listening to a complaint about budget ever again.
Yeah, I put out $30 million
I got
in
it
front of you.
I lined up Redbird, guys. What do you want from me?
You said you've got the money, and I'm happy for you. But yes, I sold my soul to get Redbird on the on the hook, and now you won't borrow their money. And they're mad at me because they're not getting any interest payments off of this.
Sorry, Bert. It was a bad deal.
It just feels a little bit like a Ponzi scheme if you're not careful. And so I'm glad most of these schools aren't taking it.
Shout out to Chad. Next.
Number 2, NBA playoffs. We got a couple more game 2s tonight.
Cleveland, back in action against the Detroit Pistons. They did not look great in game 1, and they still almost won it, so they shouldn't feel completely downtrodden about their performance in game 1. James Harden's got to lower his assists. Donovan Mitchell's got to shoot a little bit better, make some better decisions in the fourth quarter, and handle the toughness. They need to get anything from Evan Mobley. I didn't think they got much in that game.
You need something from Jared Allen, who I love, and who was awesome in the final game of their first round series. What do you have, Ben? Like 22 and 20 or something? Was it 18 rebounds?
Just absolutely smoked that dire front line of the Toronto Raptors. I think Jared Allen stinks. I think Jared Allen might stink.
You don't like Jared Allen?
He's fine. He's like an ultimately fine player. I know he's made an all-star game. I just think he's kind of like the 15th best center in the NBA.
Oh, so, that seems way low to me.
I just don't know if he does anything special. He's like big and he's athletic and he can catch some lobs and plays really well with James Harden and do some screen and roll stuff. But
he's kind of an old school center. He's certainly not a shooter.
Yeah, and he's fine. I mean, I'm not denigrating him. He's a starting level center in the NBA. He's not.
You said he stinks.
Well, if you're betting on Jared Allen or you need Jared Allen to beat the Pistons, you probably need more from somewhere else first.
But that's exactly what they need. They need their big guy. They're getting beat up.
Yeah.
Honestly, they need Jared Allen to have a great series.
I don't know if he does that, period. I'm not waiting for Jared Allen to grow the tough gene and figure out how to be, a star in that sense.
We have a Pistons-related love triangle story that we need to get to a little bit later on in the show.
I'm excited to hear this.
It's a good one.
Okay.
You will know all 3 characters.
All right, I'm excited to hear that. The problem with the Cavs is I think they might have at least 3 soft guys in their starting lineup and maybe 4. If you think Evan Mobley can't hang. You got to have one guy who's tough enough to hang on the floor with the Detroit Pistons. And, if that's Dean Wade, I think you're in real trouble.
I don't think you are excited to hear the love triangle story.
Is it Dean Wade?
No.
Okay. Well, I think it'll be all right. Well, no, he doesn't play for the Pistons. Yeah, he plays for the Cavs. So, I'm very excited to hear it.
Okay.
I love a love triangle. But I need the Cavs to play way tougher. Otherwise, it's going to be another very expected second-round exit. And then the Thunder, I expect to play even better against the Lakers in this
Yeah,
second game.
because LeBron's not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Long and short.
Yep. Yeah, LeBron is no longer Superman.
I don't even think in his prime LeBron would beat this Thunder team, honestly.
Yeah, you might not. This Thunder team might be better than that Golden State Warriors team.
Yeah, and his surrounding cast somehow with the Lakers is far worse.
Far worse. Yeah. He had 2 other Hall of Famers on those teams that were beating the Golden State Warriors, or that did beat the Golden State Warriors. So, yeah, he does not have that right now.
No, he does not. Now, you do love DeAndre Ayton. You hate Jared Allen. Love DeAndre Ayton.
I don't think the gap between them is as big as people think.
Oh, you're crazy.
No, I'm serious. I don't think the gap between those 2 players is... There's a gap there. Don't get me wrong. I would much rather have Jared Allen than Dominatin, who's, I think, just a year removed from a max contract, which was crazy.
Dominatin?
Yeah, that's his name. That's his nickname.
Dude, the fact that he got a max contract is exactly why the Jazz might be in deep trouble with Walker Kessler.
Well, it's why if he does get an offer that is a max deal, you've got to say no. You've got to be prepped to say, good luck. Because if the Pacers were saddled with that albatross, they were the ones that gave him the max contract, you just say, oh, good luck.
Tough to let that walk out, an asset walk out the door.
But you can't overpay a $40 million asset that's not worth that, even remotely. And that's what the Suns did, and then the Suns had to include good players to get off of him to get Yusuf Nurkic back, and then had to trade a first-round pick from the Utah Jazz to the Charlotte Hornets to take Yusuf Nurkic. I mean, we've talked about how championship windows close because teams take 90 cents on the dollar in 4 straight trades to get under the salary cap while still trying to keep a championship window open. The Suns were taking 20 cents on the dollar for all their players. I mean, they absolutely got killed and then owe all this money.
What's next?
Number 3. The 76-team NCAA tournament bracket was approved this morning. We got details on how that first round is going to look now.
Yeah, I am disappointed.
We knew this was going to pass. We knew what it was going to look like. And now it's looking like instead of just kind of the traditional play-ins, they're going to do a 12-team tournament. In the past, it was just a 4-team tournament. Now it's more of a 12-team tournament to get into these next playoff rounds, including 2 triple headers on Tuesday and Wednesday, with the official tournament starting Thursday and Friday.
That's great.
Yeah, it's just a cat in the wall. At the very least, I don't think it makes anything worse, but it certainly doesn't fix the problem.
Yeah, it does. It means that crappy coaches that have average years keep their job, which does make it worse. You have an average year in the Big Ten. You finish 10th in the Big Ten, but you can still point to it and go, oh, hey, made the tournament still.
Jeff Borzello on Twitter says the first 4 will be replaced, which is what we're talking about. The first 4, which is the 8 teams, will be replaced by a 12-game opening round. There will be triple headers on Tuesday and Wednesday in Dayton and a second city yet to be determined. I know there was some push to make that Salt Lake City. Half of the 24 opening round teams will be the lowest seeded auto bids. Half will be the lowest seeded at-large bids.
Again, you have to pretend like you're making it fair.
Yeah, as we said, it doesn't solve any problems. It doesn't fix anything. I don't think it necessarily makes anything better. What it does make worse is it gives, 25 more teams now an argument that they should have been in?
Mm-hmm.
When 64 allowed 5, 6 teams, 7 teams to maybe feel like, hey, we think we really deserved a chance, and you didn't let us get in. You jump to 68. Now that's 15 teams that feel like they should have gotten in, and you go out to 76 teams. And now, because you get farther away from the truly elite teams, every mediocre team feels like they have a real argument to be in. It's like that's not really what the tournament's about.
It is now.
Yeah, it is now.
All right, well, I have more Jacob Ben for you coming up next. Don't forget, we will talk more NBA playoffs and the Cleveland Cavaliers at the top of the 3 o'clock hour with Cavs writer Jeff Schudel of the News Herald, and then the Bear, Andre Torney, will join us at 4. Stay tuned. Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Ever wonder who's out there making the world go round? It's truckers. Who unites baristas with coffee beans? Truckers. Who unites dogs with their favorite chew toy? Truckers. That's why Progressive offers truckers even more protection with Cargo Plus coverage to keep truckers moving right along. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. Not yet available in California, New York, and Virginia.
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson. Now, every day from 2 to 6 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. I want to remind you, we're going to be out and about on Friday, hanging out at 511 Tactical. Don't just show up to Supercross, be part of the weekend. 511 is hosting a free event with custom Jeeps, a great crowd, and more. Friday from 2 to 6 with KSL Sports Zone at the Salt Lake Store, 369 West, 1830 South, 511 Tactical. Ben, I mentioned a love triangle. You want to hear about it?
I'd love to.
This comes from, let me get it up here, one of your favorite WNBA players, Indiana Fever guard Sophie Cunningham, went on a podcast and talked about this. I don't know how common knowledge it was, but she talked about it. Do you know who Angel Reese's current boyfriend is?
Who is it?
Wendell Carter Jr.
Oh, okay.
Who plays for
the Orlando Magic.
Do you know who her ex-boyfriend is?
Who's that?
Jalen Duren.
Okay.
And they spent the entire first round guarding each other, Ben. And Angel...
That's awkward.
Started resharing videos during the season of Carter dunking on Duren.
Okay.
Which everybody is kind of curious. Here's what Sophie Cunningham had to say. She said, quote, "Something had to have happened for Reese to keep, I don't know, wanting to embarrass him in some way." And then she says, or nothing happened.
Something happened. Or counterpoint, nothing happened.
So anyway, there's got to be some drama there, and this is what Sophie pretty much said, or she would just let it go.
So this is an attempt to, that's the word I'm looking for, compensate.
Uh-huh.
Because Jalen Duren is 3 times the player that Wendell Carter is. And Wendell Carter's fine. He is actually probably the worst starting center in the NBA.
Okay.
You know, he's in that group. He's bottom 10 among the 30 starters in the NBA.
Uh-huh.
He's down there. Better than most people, but nowhere near. I think Jalen Duren made the All-Star team this year, and it's going to be, I think, 3rd team All-NBA probably. He's been really great. So, yeah, this is Angel Reese saying, moving up in the world, and then recognizing, oh, dang, made the wrong choice. Wendell, not the right guy. And Jalen Duren is, as the kids like to say, he's him.
Well, I think he broke her heart.
Maybe he broke her heart. But then he broke Wendell Carter also.
I got to tell you, I feel bad for Angel Reese.
Okay.
I mean, she's doing fine. I don't feel
she's
bad.
fine.
I don't feel bad.
She just
bad
got
for
traded
her.
to Atlanta.
But no. Obviously, her type is taller than her.
Okay.
That makes her choice of companion. I mean, what percentage of the world's population is taller than Angel Reese? I mean, how tall is Angel Reese?
6'2", maybe? She can't be that tall.
I thought she was taller than that for some reason.
Angel Reese, 6'3".
6'3".
So, yeah, like I'm out of the running.
Yeah, still
all
the
of
point,
us are out of the running.
The point still stands. She wants to date somebody taller than her. That really limits the...
But maybe significantly taller.
The companion pool. Yeah, maybe significantly taller because Jalen Duren is 7 feet. How tall is Wendell?
He's probably right around there.
Right
6'10"?
around the same height?
6'10", 270.
If she ever had children
Big
with
guy.
either
Jeez.
of them, that would be an NBA
Yao Ming
slash
2.0.
WNBA player at birth. I mean, that would be a very tall child.
Wendell Carter in the opening round of the playoffs against Jalen Duren. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, a healthy 52% from the floor. Actually, that's not very good for a center. So what do we say, 11, 7, and 2?
Maybe Angel likes Wendell because she can beat him.
Yeah, maybe she likes being able to beat up on her boyfriends.
Well, not Duren.
No, Duren's bad. That's why she broke up with him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he beat her too often in one-on-one. In one-on-one, he beat her in basketball. In one-on-one.
Yeah, good clarification.
Yeah,
there.
I just want to make sure.
No, that's exactly what we're talking about on the court. Yes.
Jalen Duren in the first round. Let me pull it up. Not crazy stats. He had an okay series. Let's see. Oh, geez. This is being slow. Better. And did get the series win, most importantly.
I know you like to drag your exes online. I know that's something that you do frequently. You really like
on my burner.
You really like to brag about your success to your exes. Make sure that they, that they're aware.
I bet you Angel Reese was really riding high there for a minute when the Magic were up 3-1.
When the Magic were up, she's probably, yeah.
I made the right choice.
Take that,
We're
Jalen.
moving on, getting that second round playoff bonus, a few $1,000. And then Jalen Duren storms back.
And is still currently playing.
Very tough.
So that's my love triangle story.
Okay. No, that's good. I bet you that's not terribly uncommon in the NBA, but yeah, them having to match up, go for jump balls over and over for a 7-game series, that's far less than I did.
Jalen Duren's numbers dropped during the series too, compared to his regular season.
Well, Wendell
numbers.
was motivated.
Yeah. He averaged 20 points a game regular season, 10 points a game against the Magic.
He's fighting for his lady's honor.
Still outplaying Wendell Carter. But I think that's the point, is even Jalen at, you're right, he's down to 10 points a game in the playoffs right now. He's not been particularly
He was
good
embarrassed.
here. Still better than Wendell Carter. So me at half power, still better than your current boyfriend, which has got to be a great feeling. I've never been in that world, but
Christian, do you
being better than her next guy is that's got to feel great.
Do you drag your exes online, Christian?
No.
No?
How many exes would you consider you having?
Probably 2 or 3.
Wow.
2.
Okay, Playboy. Relax.
I do what I can.
Christian's just left a wake of broken hearts throughout his high school career.
I believe
Because you met your wife in college, right?
Yeah, like literally first weekend of college,
Okay.
yeah.
So there's broken hearts all
So
over.
we're talking like puppy love, yeah.
Broken hearts all over Brigham City?
Yep.
Yeah. There's only like 5 women total in Brigham City, and Christian's broken up with 3 of them.
Tough town.
Tough town. That's why you live in Layton now. Stay tuned. More Jacob Ben coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's room of choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.